Leo. So 5 key points, 5 key dates, 5 key astrological aspects to help you, Leo, navigate your way through the month of July 2023. This is for the sun in Leo or for the rising sign. Let's start at the beginning because we have on the 2nd and 3rd point 1. So point 1 looks at Venus, our lovely planet of relationship, of self-worth, of beauty, and of relationship. And she is in your 1st house. She's in your sign, Leo. This is super cool. I think you are flying at the moment. You should be feeling very good about yourself, and you should be feeling quite attractive. And if not, why not? Because you should be. Now, Venus, remember, is also about self-worth, and it's also about finance. And it's actually squaring Uranus. So my big outer boy Uranus, our planet of the unexpected, shocks, surprise, in Taurus, in your 10th house. Now, the 10th house is the part of your chart to do with your career and your kind of soul path or passion. So what do we make with this? Well, this is something about something could happen in your career around this time. Remember, it's a transient effect, and something could happen that makes you doubt yourself. So just be mindful of that. And it may just be that it's a kind of ego correction kind of nudge from the universe to keep your feet on the ground, Leo, because as things I think have been going pretty well for you and it's been quite buoyant, then sometimes the universe likes to just go, hey, just a minute, we just need to kind of like pull you back down to earth a bit. So don't worry about it, just be mindful of it, learn from it and think, okay, breathe and let me look at what I need to do next. Now let's look at the 3rd of July because we have a full moon and we have the full moon in Capricorn. Now this, of course, is your 6th house, and this is the part of your chart to do with your health, to do with service to others, to do with your daily routine. So it's a full moon. Now, clearly, we get one of these lunar events, either a new moon or a full moon, in each sector of our chart every year. So it can't possibly mean the same every year. But I think this is more a full moon for you of reflection, because Capricorn can really be about our structure and our boundaries. And if you've been getting a little bit kind of, your mane has been getting fluffed up, this might be a full moon that's just saying, let's just slow down a bit. Let's just close down some of the avenues of your day-to-day routine so you can slow down a bit and recharge your beautiful pussycat energy, because maybe that's what you need to do, a chance to slow down with this full moon. Now let's look at point 2. I have to be careful to do that the right way. I think that's also the victory sign. Yes, Leo, victory. Point 2, the North Node on the 12th of July leaves your 10th house, Taurus, where he has been, or the nodes clearly don't have a gender. The North Node, which is about your karmic destiny, has been giving you opportunities with your career to take vast leaps forward, big major steps forward. And if you've worked with that energy, you will have seen the results of it already. Now, it's right on what we call the midheaven of your chart. Now, that is super exciting, and you need to make the most of that, because whatever it is that your career is or your passion is, really make the effort at the moment to put it out there in the public arena. Be mindful, bearing in mind that Venus square to Uranus, be mindful of your ego. That is the little caveat with that energy. If you're mindful of your ego, if you avoid ego inflation, you can really benefit from this energy. Now, this North Node is going into Aries, which is your 9th house. Now, the 9th house, and it's going to be here for about 18 months. This is the part of your chart that's to do with higher learning and higher education. Also, higher spiritual values. I just wonder whether you're going to really be feeling much more connected to those kind of higher vibrational energies, and making sure that you keep your feet on the ground, that you can kind of expand your kind of consciousness, keeping in mind you've got one foot on the ground. Now remember, the South Node will consequently move into your 3rd house, which is Libra. And this will be bringing in an ability for you to talk about your past in a way that can be helpful to others. So that's going to be very useful. Now let's look at, let me hold up the right number of fingers, point 3. So point 3 is for July 17th. We have 2 astrological events that I want to mention for this day. The first is about our planet of communication, Mercury, which is in your sign, Leo. And today, or on the 17th, it's making a hard square to Jupiter in Taurus. Now, Jupiter's one of my big outer boys of luck, opportunity, and expansion in your house of career. So, you know, you've got a lot of fabulous energy in your career sector at the moment, Leo. And this is a square. Now, I think this is just reminding you to be careful what you say, especially with regard to your career, or if you have to deal with clients, if you're talking to people, just be a little bit aware of how you talk. Don't come across too ego-driven or, dare I say it, arrogant. Just watch out for that, Leo. You know, you are king of the jungle, so you do kind of, as I say, fluff your mane out every now and then. But we've also got a new moon in Cancer on this day. Now, this is, I think, going to just bring you back down to earth because it's in your 12th house, which is all about the inner you and inner reflection. So this is going to be super helpful to just get you grounded. Even though Cancer is a water sign, it's grounding you in your psyche, in your consciousness, because Cancer is cardinal. It's about being proactive with your inner self, with your psyche, with your soul. So good energy. Now let's move on to point 4. Please let me know in the comment section if I get the right number of fingers up without being rude to anyone. Now, point 4 is for July the 23rd. And back again to Venus, our planet of love and relationship, attraction, in your sign, Leo. So now you're going to get used to this lovely, attractive energy in your sign until October, because on the 23rd, Venus turns retrograde. How is this going to play out for you personally? I think you might be reviewing how you come across to people. You might really be taking a step back and thinking, do I want to change the way I dress? Do I want to change my hair? I've already done that. I hope I don't want to grow it again because that will take forever. God, I'm Leo ascendant, you see. So what would you perhaps want to change about yourself? But also remember, it pulls in the energy of your 7th house, and that's Aquarius. And so we have to look at what's going on with your relationships and your relationship with yourself. I think you need to I do think, Leo, you need to kind of just calm down a bit in July. Take a bit of time out. Enjoy in the Northern Hemisphere the summer weather, if you have some summer weather. And in the Southern Hemisphere, enjoy some winter sunshine and winter events. Now we have a 5th point on July the 23rd still. And this is about Chiron, our wounded healer, turning retrograde in Aries in your 9th house. This is about inner wounds. This is about wounds, Leo, that you've sustained with regard to your kind of, I was going to say your upbringing and what you have learnt in life from an academic sense. It might be that when you were growing up, you weren't great at maths or great at science or great at, I don't know, anything academic. And that you've been a little bit of a late developer. And that now that you know, maybe there was a bit of you that felt, well, I'm not very clever, I'm a bit silly, I'm a bit stupid. And I think this Chiron retrograde gives you a chance to kind of just go back and look at what you've achieved since then. How much you've learnt of the subjects that really mean a lot to you. I think that, you know, it's always good to reflect on these things, because I think we learn far more from about the age of 30 onwards than we ever do at school or even in university, because we're not fully developed. You know, our brains aren't fully developed, so how can we? So on that note, I think an interesting month for you, Leo, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and please remember to subscribe to my website, pennydix.com, and I'd love to see you for a session. Why don't you check out my website? I've still got bookings available in July and in August. And in the meantime, thanks so much for joining me for your astrological look at the month of July. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.